Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a spike and ledge pattern setting up here in the S&P 500. Let me just get my stop placed here now that we're in the trade. Oh, no, I don't want to buy stop limit, I want to buy stop. And we're short 4 contracts here from 70 quarter. Now the first target on this is going to be back down at 67, so let's place our target at 67 there. We're going to take 3 of the contracts off at 67, and we're going to be looking to trail that final one down as we go here. Now, essentially what we're looking at here is a spike and ledge pattern that set up after the GDP news came out at 8:30 this morning. So the 8:30 GDP news shot this market straight up, and since then we just kind of rattled around here. We had a nice little pullback that you could have bought there, back up to a new high again, but that's really about it. And since then we've failed to go higher once, twice, and then we've actually come back with a trap on a third time, and now we're actually rolling over back to the downside. Now the reason I'm being a little bit more conservative on my target and taking it off at the lows here is because this is where the news came out. So at 67 I want to be sure to get out of the trade rather than trying to gun for this. It comes down, bounces off that, and I never get filled, and it goes right back up to the upside. Now, one thing we actually want to do is just front run that by a tick. 67 quarter is going to be that first target. Now, our stop loss in this case on the S&P, let me get my drawing tool to go correctly here. We're looking at a 3 1/4 point stop, so not too terribly bad. Our first target is going to be 3 points, so pretty much a 1-to-1 on that first target there. The second target really just kind of depends on how far we want to fall down. These spike and ledge patterns, they can go, for the rest of the day, or they can just go right below these lows and then bounce right back up to a new high again. It all kind of depends on what the market's feeling like doing. But as of right now, though, setting up a relatively good-looking trade, short from 70 quarter, 4 contracts. First target getting taken off at 67 1/4. And again, that's going to be 3 points. And then just looking to trail down that final target. Once we get to our first target here, 67 quarter, then I'll be looking to essentially just move my stop to break even and trail along as we go here and see if we can get a bigger move for the rest of the day. If it wants to reverse, then we'll just take what we can get and we'll go from there. But once that first target's filled here, we've got 3 points. That's going to be times 3 contracts at $12.50, so it's going to be $450 on that first contract, and that's exactly where we'd like to be on that first one. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see what the market wants to do. All right, we're getting a push down into our first target here, coming on that 3-point mark. Haven't filled it yet. We've gotten a tick away from it so far, 67 quarter. We've gotten as low as 67 half. Now, because of that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock my stop in a little bit tighter. I'm not going to move it to break even yet until we get filled, and there we go. Okay, so we got filled. Let's move our stop to break even. So adjust the contract size so that we're only got 1 left here, and now we're just looking to see if this actually wants to fall a little bit lower. Now this is the thing that I wanted to be careful of. See how it's kind of bouncing there? It did go through that low, so we would have been okay if we put our target there, but too many times you'll see it come down, test that level to the tick, and immediately reject right back up to the upside, and you're kind of stuck in this upside down position that you didn't take profit on because your target was just a few more ticks below that. So we don't want to get kind of stuck in a move like that. So now that we're in a profitable position here, we've got 3 contracts off at 3 points total each. Now we're just looking to trail our stop down and see what it wants to give us. At this point in time, you could look for something along the lines of, maybe a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 on this little channel that we had here. So we could measure from high back down again, and you can look for something towards the lows around 58 quarter or so, because it came in at 13, we'll just say 58 quarter. Now, whether it actually makes it down to that point, that remains to be seen, but that can be kind of the target area that we're gunning for now. Until we get a little bit more action from the market, this is really all that we can kind of work with, and actually I have that drawn incorrectly there. There we go, 58 quarter. So at 58 quarter, we'll go a few ticks ahead of that, 58 half, and we'll place that final target there. We'll see if they have what it takes to fall down from there. But essentially, we're just measuring this whole move here. And this actually might be a reaction to the news candle itself, and in which case that would put us, let's get that measured, there we go. That would put us at 58 3/4. So we'd be looking a tick ahead of that at 59. Now, again, that's just based off that news spike that we had here, failure and then moving back down. Whether or not they actually get that far down, we'll have to kind of wait and see. But so far, so good. We're sitting on our final potential target down here. It's going to be 11 1/4 points on the way down. So pretty much exactly what we love to see here. So we'll be back in a little while. I'm assuming this will probably take some time here, and we'll see if we can get that final target filled. All right, coming into our target, and finally got that final target filled, 58 quarter. There we go. Beautiful. So let's cancel that stop there. Okay, so we came that one tick away, and it really made us kind of sweat on that last one, especially when that candle closed and still didn't push lower. That's why we locked our stop in a little bit there. Overall, definitely can't complain about it, other than it making us work for that final target. But 1,050 on the trade for just a gorgeous, gorgeous short pattern here on the S&P 500. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.